All right, awesome. Well, welcome everybody. Happy January, Happy New Year. Um, so exciting just to get out of 2020. I already feel like 10 pounds lighter, maybe 20 pounds lighter than last year. I mean, I did get a haircut and that helped, but definitely after watching the inauguration, it feels so much lighter and brighter already. And really excited for this year, for what's to come. My parents are in line to get a vaccine, which like took so much stress off of me to know that they're going to be able to get that on Monday. So it's coming for all of us. If you're 65 and over here in LA, you can do that now. So make sure you get in line and sign up for that, get that taken care of. So a lot of good things are happening. The real estate market's really set to be a strong market this year overall. So that's great for all of us and all of our industries. I know we have title and lenders and home inspectors and insurance people and realtors and who else do I see here? We have just a wide array of different professions. So I think we're set up to have a very decent year. Definitely the real estate market is set out to be that. Personally here in our office, it's gotten really busy over the last week or so. End of December, beginning of January was a little slow, which normally it is, right? But this year, it's starting to really pick up, and we're seeing multiple offers and a lot of really great things. But as a reminder, so we're all here kind of because we have the same passions, right? One of the main things that we really stood for and stand for with PREPA was narrowing the homeownership gap for the LGBT community. It's 16% below the national average, and that's something that I'm not okay with, and I know a lot of you aren't okay with that either. Fighting for fair housing issues that come through the LGBT community in housing, we know that's possible. And now with the new administration, the Equality Act, right, maybe coming this year possibly, right? Something we're all excited for, but there's still a lot that we have to fight for. And, particularly I think that closing the homeownership gap in the LGBT community is extremely important. And that's something that we're going to be working on very, very much so moving forward. But PREPA has been around since 2018. So it's been about 8 years. And we've done, works with numerous charities, have had events with all kinds of different organizations across the city, have had educational events and lots of fun networking. And it's been such a real joy for me to be able to connect with our community and really network and just be there and chat and talk to each other and catch up. And as soon as we're allowed to do that again, I'm really looking forward to getting back out and seeing you all face to face and doing those things. But in the meantime, we have a lot of things we could be doing here on Zoom to still stay connected and to still educate ourselves and to stay motivated and really just, to keep working and striving for what our goals are. So, that being said, PREPA has been around for 8 years and we are growing. We've really grown. We've done a lot of new social media stuff, and Tanner really took our website to the next level. And we have a lot more to go, right? So there was a group that we were considering as a board with PREPA, possibly doing a merger with maybe 1.5 years ago. And that didn't work out, and we can talk about that for a moment, but I just wanted to acknowledge some of the board members who are here. I see Tanner. Hello, sir. Can I spotlight you? Hi, Tanner. We have Joe. Hey, Joe. We have Mr. Rod Pyle. So where's my spotlight? I saw Jackie. Where are you on my screen? Here you come. I'm going to get you down here. And I'm also going to bring in Roy Jimenez. So Roy has been around PREPA since the very beginning. He's an amazing attorney. If you need a resource for any type of real estate law matters, please reach out to him. He's awesome. He's a great resource and has been a real help to PREPA over the years. He's helped us to make sure that our nonprofit is always in good standing, and we always have all kinds of questions, for him with that and keeping things going. So thank you, Roy, for all of your support, all of your help and advice, and just keeping us above board all these years. Like, we definitely could not have done it without you. So thank you for that. We super appreciate it. Is there anything you want to say? I'm welcome to.
No, I'm just excited that there's this new opportunity, and I officially joined Alliance a couple minutes ago, so I'm excited.
Awesome. All right. Awesome. So we have a couple other board members who aren't on the call today, but they're also have voted and are excited to be part of this merger. About a year and a half ago, we were talking about possibly merging with NAGLREP. A lot of you probably have, heard about them. They've been around for a little while. And before we did that, we wanted to make sure that it was the right decision. I was asking for their bylaws to see who their board members were, to talk to them, to find out their structure, to see their finances. And when I didn't get those answers that I had hoped to do after attending like their national conference, I was a little disappointed, and I kept trying and weren't able to get it. And as a board of PREPA, we decided, no, this is not a group we want to merge with yet. We have something great going. Let's keep it going. And if we find out more information later, maybe we can make that decision. So we passed off on deciding to merge with NAGLREP at that time. And then just over this last year, probably like midsummer, maybe like May or June, other agents started reaching out to me and asking, me questions about the structure there, and also have the same questions that weren't getting answered. And then a lot of you know what happened there, from that point on. And we really found out a lot of things that we weren't really happy with. And we decided that this is not a group that we want to associate ourselves with and to merge with. So at that point, a lot of other chapter leaders from NAGLREP decided the same thing, who were part of NAGLREP, and decided, you know what, we could do something better and bigger and be a completely above board and do something on a national level that really is something we're proud of, that NAR is excited about, that sponsors would want to be around, and form something. And we were on calls 3 or 4 times a week for many months. It was maybe a blessing that, it was towards the beginning of COVID, because a lot of us were at home and were able to connect and didn't have as many distractions as maybe we would have had. And because of that timing, I think we really were able to create an organization that is now so big and so strong and has so many great leaders that you guys are all gonna find out about all these different things that are happening. But it grew and it happened so fast. And when I witnessed that happening, and I had to share it obviously with the board, with PREPA, and let them know. And I took my time, I let it grow, I let it, let everything work its way out. And November, I brought it up to the board, and they said, okay, this is something we might want to do, but we still want more information. And we brought back more information. We kept asking questions, and did our due diligence to make sure that this is something we really wanted to do. And after doing all of that, the board unanimously voted, yes, this is the right time. We're ready to merge with the Real Estate Alliance. So here we are today with the CEO of the Real Estate Alliance. We have Mary, we have Alex from National, be talking to us a little bit more about what they do and what they have and what they have in store for us. But before I do that, we have our board that's spotlighted here. Is there anyone on the board that wants to say anything at all, or give any opinions, or just happy to make this happen?
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and Tanner has been such a great leader of PREPA this year, and it was hard. We had to do, the first 3 months we had in-person events that we actually did. We did lunch and learns, and we did our mixers at bars, and then we transitioned into online education and did the best that we could with that. And we had a wellness seminar with just mental health, and we had another business seminar. And 2021, we have a lot more planned. Our goal as a board with PREPA has always been to have something going on every single month. And moving forward with the Alliance, I will be the chapter president of the Alliance, if you didn't know. And our board from PREPA will be moving along with us. I think most of them will be. We're also open to new board members as well. So if there's anyone who's interested in being the board, please reach out to me, and I'll let you know about that awesome opportunity. We would love any support for that. But we do continue to have events monthly, and when we can meet in person, we always have the best locations, right? And the best food and all of that stuff. So we want to continue to do what we're doing with PREPA, but now we have the backing of the Real Estate Alliance with national programming and education and a national conference, which I know all of you guys have told me you're excited about, which we'll hear a little more on today. So there's a lot of really good things that are in store, and I'm just happy to kind of bring all of this to you today. So, and if you have questions, feel free to use the chat or just ask at any time, raise your hand, and I'll keep looking at, for hands up and so on. But at this time, I'm going to introduce Ryan, who is the CEO of the Real Estate Alliance, to take it on from here.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. That was a wonderful introduction, and I'll be honest with all of you. I don't know that we'd be sitting here today without Anthony. Anthony poured in a lot of his personal time, late hours, to help us organize, specifically around our social media presence, and he volunteered to help manage that process for the first few months as we were getting our feet on the ground. So, aside from that, he has done a phenomenal job stepping up as the leader for the LA chapter. We're incredibly grateful, Anthony, for you and your participation and your leadership. Tanner, I would say the same for you. You and I met several years ago. And in fact, I will go as far as saying Anthony approached me in 2019 in Palm Springs and introduced himself, told me a little bit about this organization, and told me that y'all were considering at that time a possible merger with NagelRep.
No, this is Zoe.
I was a little bit more, I think, optimistic.
Hi,
than Anthony
Jack.
was
I
at the
know who
time.
you are. You know what? I just got onto a Zoom. Can I call you back?
I've got someone competing here.
Okay, I'll call you back.
Oh, got her. Okay, she's muted.
At that point in time, Anthony had relayed to me what they were going to be requesting from the leadership of that organization, and I myself was running the Minnesota chapter for that organization. I had not seen any of those documents, so I wished him luck and told him to keep me posted. And as he said, we all kind of know what direction that went. However, I will say it's through that organization that I recognize a lot of very friendly faces. It warms my heart to see some of you here. Joe Mendez, I haven't seen you in a couple of years. It's great to see your face, my friend. And Tanner, I just want to say I have been watching PREPA, and you have done a wonderful job leading along with your board and Anthony. So it's been fun to watch this organization grow over the last several years. You guys have done wonderful things in the LA area. And we hope that we're able on a national level to continue to promote the work that you are doing locally and nationally and really enable you to focus on what you're passionate about. We want to put the right structure in place to really enable you all to focus on business networking, education, the philanthropic work that you do, that you've all really put your hearts into. And you'll hear as we go along, there are a lot more opportunities coming online. I just want to take a quick second to introduce the other two folks on the call with me today. Mary Mancera is our Vice President of Business and Relationship Management. Mary was good enough to have blind faith, and she followed us over from the former organization. She is a wealth of knowledge, and I tell you, I don't think I'd want to be on this journey without Mary. Mary, I'll let you introduce yourself in just a second. The other individual on the call is Alex Cruz, and Alex is our National Vice President. He was elected by the initial steering committee, which was composed of 54 people. And Alex leads our national chapter program under our membership platform. So Alex will be talking today about the chapter program on a whole, the things that we're up to. And I've asked Mary to join us to kind of give an update on what we're looking at from a support and sponsor platform nationally, and then get into some of the logistics of the various state relationships that we formed as well. But Mary, if you want to just take a couple of minutes and introduce yourself and then pass off to Alex to do the same.
Thanks, Ryan. It's nice to meet you all virtually. It's been a long time coming. I've heard the name PREPA floated around for a few years. I worked with NagelRep for 6 years, and actually when I had been working with NAHREP for 10 years prior to that, and when I started working with Jeff Berger in 2014, it was specifically to join him to assist in driving the first national LGBT real estate conference. And from there, we grew that brand. And Jeff had, and NAGLREP had no corporate partners at the time. So that really became my role with that organization. So as you might imagine, in mid-year, when things started to go awry and in a very public way, it was there were a lot of conversations going on about how the people who split off from the brand would continue and what we would do. And as Ryan had said, it really was in many respects a leap of faith to do, because who does that in the middle of a pandemic? Where the industry is really kind of a little haywire at the time in the beginning. And I think the thing, and what we know now, in fact, this afternoon, Ryan and I had a conversation with Bank of America, who has joined on with the Alliance as a partner. But there have been little nuances and things that have happened in the last few weeks that have, I think, really illuminated both of us into recognizing what a tenuous transition that really was. And for corporate partners, the brands, and we're seeing some of that sort of backlash happening right now because of some of the political things that happened around January 6th, is they don't like messy. And that change, that sudden change that happened sort of publicly and then became even more public, and that was really sort of a messy bit of dynamics to navigate. And so it wasn't an automatic transfer. And what we know now is that, a lot of them, went and sort of sat on the sidelines to see how all of this was going to shake out, and if the Alliance was going to be, if it was going to be all that we said it was going to be. And thank goodness I had great relationships with a lot of those national brands that have now joined the Alliance. And we have proven ourselves, as much as Anthony was saying about his observation and then being on the inside and hearing leadership. Well, we've been sort of doing a march since mid-year in proving ourselves as a brand. Establishing that we're really serious about the governance, establishing that we're really serious about leadership and policy and advocacy, and what are we going to stand for. And corporate sponsors pay attention to all of that, as we can see what's happening in fallout on the political side as it comes to PACs and donations, and that they're very careful about where they put their money. And corporate America leads change, really drives social change. And so having them be behind us, because now there were 3 LGBT groups that came out of one LGBT group. We, had yet another network. It became a choice for them. And so it was really a lot of consideration that came into that. And I think this is part of what we're kind of getting the sense of, like, wow, okay, well, we were really bold in the things that we did. But I'm happy to say we have brands on board with us that are brands that really mean, it's not just dollars in them, but they really mean to be invested in the community. They really mean to be invested in you as members, because they want to drive and support and be involved in a meaningful way. These are brands that have proven themselves in the way that they run their own companies. Realogy is on board and their whole suite of brands, Exit Realty, Berkshire Hathaway, Keller Williams, Truist, Bank of America today, Prosperity Mortgage. It's, we're Engel and Volker, we're First American, we have signed MOUs with all of those sponsors, and we're engaging with them and talking to them about our 2021 partner. They want to be involved. They want to be involved in your chapter. They want to be involved in as many chapters as they have where their footprint overlaps. And it's really, really exciting to hear their support. In tandem of what we've been doing, and it was a departure from what was sort of marching orders at NAGLREP, was we made a concerted effort to seek out MOUs, memorandums of understanding, with state associations. And what that has brought us into conversations with the leadership of many state associations is creating an understanding of what we were looking for as a partner, to be a diversity partner, for them to support our chapter program in a meaningful way, and to going in and asking them for specifics on what we needed to create visibility, things that were at the touch of a button for them, and creating awareness for us as a brand new brand. We've had tremendous reception from the state associations. The Missouri Realtors was the first to sign up with us, and they wanted their own state chapter. And the CEO there, John Seabreeze, has been nothing short of wonderful. I've recommended him the Ally of the Year to Ryan, because he really has put his foot forward in a really meaningful way to help support us. But we're in conversations with the Florida Realtors. We have an MOU pending with them, with Oregon Realtors. We've spoken with Texas Realtors. We're right now having conversations with Idaho Realtors. Anthony has paved the way for us to have conversations with California Realtors. So we're doing this across the board, and we're doing this because we want all of the chapters to really have a visibility with their state organizations. And the other thing that I might say is timing is everything. So in case anybody hadn't noticed, diversity and bias and words and expressions like implied bias, these kinds of terms right now are swirling in a way that they never have before. And you can look at Black Lives Matters, you can look at white supremacist movement. There's a number of things that have created a climate that makes what we bring to the table super, super relevant in being diversity partners. So that, along with coming to the table with a bona fide education program and a strategy and something to offer that bigger ally community, sets us up to have a rip-roaring year that we're really super excited about. And that is my segue to Alex Cruz, who is the author of our CE course that he's going to talk to you about, and the grand plans we have for that.
Yeah, before we get into Alex, I'm sure you guys can just see, just by listening to Mary speak, how much of a benefit this really is going to be for PREPA to merge with the Alliance, to have all of these national affiliations and to be recognized by the state and so on. I'm super excited about that. So thank you.
And Anthony, I'll actually, before we throw it to Alex to talk about the chapter program and our education platform, I'll share some news that Mary and Alex and I all know, but unfortunately we haven't had a chance really to spread. So y'all are hearing it right from the source. We are proud to announce that the National Association of Realtors has agreed to support us.
Awesome.
And they are doing that through interacting with our activities. They're sending some monetary support our way, and they will be giving us representation on the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Council and several of the committees. So that was a big feather in the hat that we had at the end of last week. In addition to that, we have signed an MOU with NAM, the National Association of Mortgage Brokers, with NAREP, the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals, which, for those of you who are familiar, they are the largest real estate affinity group with 46,000 members. And as of today, we have a MOU in the works with the National LGBTQ Chamber of Commerce, NGLCC. So we are making progress. We are getting there. The road is long, and we're excited that you all hopefully will be walking down it with us. I would like to turn over to Alex to talk about the chapter program, talk about the local efforts that we're putting in, and our education platform.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Anthony, for having us here. It's It's great to be here, and I haven't seen in such a bit. But Anthony also worked with me. I was the chair of chapter development, so Anthony also put hours in there in addition to the social media there, where we helped develop the chapter handbook that you chapter leaders will be seeing it if you don't have it already. And what developed the chapter program that we have right now, which is in 38 states with 56 chapters across the country, which is huge in places that have never had chapters, or you would never think to place chapters, like Montana and Boise, Idaho, and those kind of places. We're like, wow, there's gay people there. Yes, there are members of the LGBTQ community there that need our representation, and I think the work that you guys have been doing as PREPA is actually in line a lot with what we are doing in our chapter programs as well, being a community facing organization that is driven and giving back to each community on a local level. Okay, it's not about just the top heavy at the national level. It's ground up, it's grassroots efforts. So we're definitely excited, and the two organizations definitely lined up there. So we're excited to have you guys be part of us. Real quick on the education, it's an education I designed. I am here in Ohio, and it's 39 degrees here. So I'm a little warmer than Ryan. And it's one that I created and designed here in Ohio, and it is approved for CE credit here in Ohio for 2 hours. It is a course for it's a course for our allies, for them to better understand the struggles of an LGBT home buyer. And it provides them education in the process about terminology, pronouns, and how to become an ally and work better with the LGBTQ community. So that's the gist of the course. Excited when it rolls out on a national level, and we're hoping to get it in a CE in as many states as possible. So, but either way, we'll be providing the education out anyway. It may or may not be CE in some, in some states, but it will be accredited. So we're excited about that.
That's huge, because there's nothing like that right now. To have a course that's out there for allies to take on how to work with the LGBTQ community, it's really impressive that you've done it. I've gone through the course like as a sample subject.
He was on our focus group. You were in the focus group.
I can't think of the word. And it is really great. Like it's great, obviously, for any of us, but for allies especially, teaching them little nuances that they might not think of, bringing certain things awareness to them that they might not have thought of. And I know that I'm on a diversity committee at the California Association of Realtors, and they're excited to hear more about this and to get that going, because it's something that we need in all across the country, but here in California and Los Angeles, it's still something that we definitely need as well. So.
Yeah, it's just things that are ingrained. I'm a realtor as well. It's things that are ingrained in us that we just say, we don't even realize it. We walk in, we say, oh, look at these beautiful his and her closets and stuff like that. It's changing terminology, saying dual closets. You walk into a garage through the man door. No, it's an access door. So it's simple terminology changes too that just kind of show that you are respectful and keep things gender neutral as well. So
awesome. Thanks, Alex.
My pleasure.
I guess, Ryan, is there anything else that you want to say? How about I know when I called everyone, they all were excited to hear about the national conference in Vegas. So dates, like anything you can tell us about that? I mean, we're all going to have our shots by then, hopefully, right? And have a big party in Vegas at the end of this year.
Fingers crossed, right? Fingers crossed. Well, it would appear that this group gets the exclusive first look at a lot of things this evening.
That's right, we're LA.
In fact, I don't even know if Alex knows what I'm about to say yet, but we do have dates locked down. The 22nd, 23rd, and 24th of September in beautiful Las Vegas. And I'm pleased to announce that we've selected the Hilton Resorts World property, the north end of the strip right across from the Wynn. It's a brand new property. It opens for tourists on May 13th. So the property's currently in construction phase right now. In fact, I just spent Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday in Las Vegas doing site inspection and working on some of the logistics details. And I guarantee you, we are going to put on one hell of a show. It is not going to be a conference that you're used to. It is not going to be a traditional real estate conference. We're going to bring industry leaders, obviously. We're going to bring education and professional development. You're going to have everything you expect, but we're going to layer on world-class entertainment, and we're bringing food and beverage. In fact, one of the boasting points of the resort is that they have 12 different restaurants represented, which are either James Beard Award winning or have Michelin stars. So this is going to be a full sensory experience for our guests, and we're very excited about it. I will tell you that we will have evening events all 3 nights, so it will be 3 full days, which is a change from the past run of show that some of you may be used to. And that will culminate in a President's Ball on Friday night. We have secured room blocks at a very, very reasonable rate the week before and the week after for anyone who might want to stay and capitalize on this conference and turn it into a vacation. That opportunity exists, but we're very excited. More details to come, and I was hoping to get the announcement on the website tomorrow, Anthony. So you all, the 23 folks in here, have some firsthand knowledge. In addition to that, we will be putting on a advocacy and policy summit in April, hopefully. We hadn't picked dates, obviously, because what had happened on January 6th kind of shook us all, and we weren't ready to commit to dates without knowing what state Washington was going to be in. We are working very close with HRC and with the LGBTQ Equality Caucus in Washington to put together what we're very excited to be a really relevant policy summit for members that want to go. It will be a virtual event. It will be a nominal fee. I'm not sure what that looks like exactly yet, as we're still planning and working on lining up speakers. Mary kind of alluded to it, but we're also adding a third national event into the mix, and that will be a Pride event. And Mary, you and I are on so many calls, I don't even remember if it was a Bank of America call or this call, but just to recap, in case you missed it here, or in case I don't remember if you even talked about it, but it will be a multimedia experience. We're hoping to bring different facets of the culture into play, specific to home ownership and how neighborhoods around the country have formed, everything from Castro to Stonewall. And in addition to that, we are looking to make it a destination event as well, where we will identify one city a year to focus on and hold Pride events in that city as an organization. Again, a lot of this is fingers crossed, right? So it depends what the new administration is able to do in the next 100 days, effectively. Those are the big 3 events that we're excited about. I will share with you all that we have secured a very comfortable agreement with Real Trends, and we are now the proud owners of the LGBTQ top agent list. So that will be published and produced by the Alliance annually going forward. And we are going to take it up a notch. We are going to expand that listing to be more inclusive of folks. So it will be your top list that you're used to, and then we're going to expand it into some other categories that we previously have not seen. So there's a lot of collaboration going on. We have a lot of industry buy-in, a lot of faith has been put into us, and we really look forward to delivering this year and obviously ramping up as we go. There are a couple things that I want to touch on before we wrap. One of the advantages of being able to build an organization from the ground, and Mary and Anthony and Alex have heard me say this a dozen times, is that you don't have to reset any wrongs or correct anything that you wish you would have done. You have the opportunity to engineer something from the ground up. One of those things that we are very conscious of, that we have tried to engineer from the inception of this organization in June, is a heavy focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion. The former organization was about 75% middle-aged white gay man. And while I appreciate that as a member of that group, that is not truly representative of what the LGBTQ community is or looks like. Our community literally is the fabric of humanity. You can be black, white, you can be male, woman, you can identify how you like, you can be multi-able, disabled, handicapped, you can be a veteran. It really is all encompassing of the flavor of humanity, and that's unique to our community. So we wanted to be sure that we were building an organization representative of that. And I'm pleased to report that as of this afternoon, when I checked membership, we were sitting at 45% female or female identifying. That in itself, I take pride in, because that is something, and Mary, we've talked about numerous times how important it is to get a diversity of views and opinions in this group as well. To that end, those of you familiar with the corporate world know the term ERG, or Employee Resource Group. We have what we call ARGs, Alliance Resource Groups. And we have created a Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Council that is kind of the parent of those groups. But we do have inside of that an International Ambassadors Group, PRISM, which is our Professionals of Color group, a Veteran and Military Advisory Group, and then our Women's Network. And those are all active for member participation. Several of those groups have already begun programming, which we're incredibly excited about. And I will go as far as telling you that our International Ambassadors program has been so warmly received and successful that I had to rip up my 5-year plan. And we're looking at actually expanding into Canada and Europe by Q3 of this year. So it's been an overwhelmingly positive reception across the board in the industry, globally, really. And I can't tell you how excited I am for this merger to welcome more great talent and passion from the Los Angeles area and community. The work that you folks have done, because I secretly stalked the organization for about 2 years, somewhat out of envy that I couldn't replicate it in Minnesota, but it's wonderful to be in this seat, and it's wonderful to have the faith of PREPA, the board and the members, and we look forward to really welcoming the organization as part of the family and making sure that we are enabling you all to focus on your market and to continue to build the relationships and the bridges that you've done so well with over the last 7 years. So with that, I'll throw it back to Anthony.
Awesome. Thank you, Ryan. So we do have a couple prizes we're going to give away in just a second. A couple gift cards to Rocco's, one of our favorite venues that we were able to have events at. Also, one big event that we've done in the past that we want to continue to do is to have a home buyer fair, and just to keep growing that and making it bigger and bigger, and making sure that that's always part of what we do as our Los Angeles chapter. So you'll be hearing a lot about that. And I just take a lot of pride in our particular group that there's so many different professions that are part of it. It's not just realtors. And it's such a great opportunity for us to network with each other and to make sure that we're trying to increase LGBT homeownership and make it easier for that to happen through education and events and awareness and all the things we do. So that definitely will be coming up. Also, you guys all are aware that there is a discount. So membership for the rest of this year is only $100 rather than $200. And the discount code is in your email. It's PREPA. So if you just put that in, PREPA, into the discount code at realestatealliance.org, you'll be able to get a discount on your membership. We really want to grow our chapter in LA. My goal is to get us, by the end of the year, up to 75 members. So I need your help. If you can help spread the word, it would be amazing. We have a Facebook page that's up. It's Real Estate Alliance Los Angeles chapter. You can search for it and like it and follow that. I'll put it in the emails that go out as well. So you can make sure you're following us there. That's a great way. The PREPA website is going to be forwarding to a new website that'll be, branded as the Alliance. So that'll also be a place to go. So in case you're not sure where to look, you can always go to PREPA's website and it'll forward to our new Alliance page with information, and we'll be able to post events there as well. But please spread the word. And we just really are looking to grow this to make a big difference, over the next year. So I am going to share my screen and get a magic wheel going to do a couple raffles. And while I'm doing that, also, I wanted to make you aware that, where is my link? Tomorrow, I'm teaching for the Alliance business planning class, and it's at 12 o'clock noon. It's geared towards any type of profession, and we are. Okay, I think I got it. It's going to start at 12 o'clock.
Man. I already
What?
beat you to it. It's already in the chat.
Oh my God, I'm looking perfect. Wow. Then all I need to do now is share my screen so I can get to the wheel of fortune or whatever we want to call it. Okay. All right. So here's the webinar link that you'll see. And my wheel, I got all your names on there. Don't you worry. Can you see the wheel? Okay, here we go. This is for a $50 gift card to Rocco's. We're gonna do 2 of them.
No, Cameron, I'm muted.
You're not muted.
All right, Paul, congratulations. I will have a $50 gift card for you. And let's spin it one more time for the next winner.
I didn't even know this was a thing. This is so cool.
I just literally looked up the website because I'm going to use this somehow.
I'm obsessed with it. Okay, Miss Danielle, congratulations. One of my very own agents.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. All right, everybody. So does anyone have any questions or anything they wanted to bring up or talk about? Anything? Yeah, we would love for you guys to just, if you haven't joined, please go ahead and do that. And I'll be in touch with all of our members with our next event. But if you're free tomorrow, 12 o'clock, we have a really great business planning class. We'd love to see you guys there, and invite anyone you'd like to it. It's free. The more word we can get out about the Alliance, the better right now. So anyone who you think that might need it, go ahead and share that link, and let's invite them and get them to that session. So any other questions, anything, anyone? I can't wait to see you all in person. All right, guys, have a great year. Thank you so much, Ryan, Mary, Alex, for being here today from the East Coast, and time for your dinner. So thank you guys so much.
Bye, everybody.
Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, folks.
I got something cool to show you. Yeah.
No. Bye, Steven. Did you get your shot?
I got to try to get Pillar to Post Corporate in as a sponsor. I've been working on it.
Yeah, try to get it for our local chapter, at least something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be so amazing. So amazing. All right. Well, see you guys later. Bye, Paul.